Welcome to Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-date news on the political scene of Donald Trump, his presidency, American politics and conspiracies. Please subscribe to receive notice of our daily updates. Also share with your friends and your social media. We encourage you to like our videos and give your comments.
This is TBNN.
Trump's global warming tweet drove liberal pundits, reporters ballistic. Liberal pundits and journalists went ballistic after President Donald Trump tweeted the U.S. East Coast could use a little bit of that good old global warming. Trump's tweet was not only aimed at the frigid, snowy weather hitting most of the country, but also poked fun at the Paris Climate Accord, which he promised to withdraw from earlier this year. The liberal media couldn't handle it. The Thursday tweet sparked vitriolic responses and a wave of articles distinguishing between climate and weather. The New York Times reported that Trump appeared unaware of the distinction between weather and climate. Climate refers to how the atmosphere acts over a long period of time, while weather describes what's happening on a much shorter timescale, NIT reporters wrote in response to Trump's tweet. Millions of Americans have been dealing with frigid weather and snow for the past few days. Temperatures in the Midwest and Great Plains regions hit record lows after Christmas Day, and Northeasterners living near the Great Lakes have been buried in snow. Quite a few writers took the time to put out articles on why the recent cold spell didn't disprove man-made global warming. Social media went wild when Trump's tweet seemed to confirm their worries. Yes, climate is not the same as weather. But many of the same journalists and pundits criticizing Trump's tweet routinely use weather events to bolster their own views on global warming. Either that, or they're absent from critiquing politicians who make similar claims about heat waves, hurricanes and other events. Grist's Eric Holthaus, for example, argued that Hurricanes Harvey and Irma were climate change disasters. Holthaus wrote that these storms weren't natural. A warmer, more violent atmosphere, heated up by our collective desire to ignore the fact that we live on a planet where such devastation is possible, juiced Harvey and Irma's destruction, Holthaus wrote in September. That's not Holthaus's only example. He also wrote an article for Rolling Stone declaring recent wildfires as part of California's climate emergency. Again, using seasonal weather conditions to argue that global warming is an existential threat to humanity. The New York Times often publishes articles linking individual weather events to man-made global warming. The Times recently published an article on how global warming fueled 5 individual extreme weather events.
This has been the Trump Breaking News Network. Please subscribe and share to stay up to date on the latest news about our president. Be informed.